Good morning. Welcome back to the Southern Bible Thumper channel. For this upload, we will be reading Joshua chapter 12. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote, and possessed their land on the other side Jordan toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain to the sea of Shinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jeshemoth, and from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah, and the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was the remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hernon, and in Salcah, and in all Bashan, until the border of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Then did Moses the servant of the Lord and the children of Israel smite, and Moses the servant of the Lord give it for possession unto the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan on the west, from Balgad and the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for possession according to their divisions, in the mountains, and in the valleys, and in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The king of Jericho, 1. The king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1. The king of Jerusalem, 1. The king of Hebron, 1. The king of Jarmuth, 1. The king of Lachish, 1. The king of Eglon, 1. The king of Gezer, 1. The king of Debir, 1. The king of Gader, 1. The king of Hormah, 1. The king of Arad, 1. The king of Libnah, 1. The king of Adullam, 1. The king of Makkedah, 1. The king of Bethel, 1. The king of Tappuah, 1. The king of Hepher, 1. The king of Aphek, 1. The king of Lasharon, 1. The king of Madon, 1. The king of Hazar, 1. The king of Shimronim, 1. The king of Ashshaph, 1. The king of Taanach, 1. The king of Megiddo, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1. The king of Jokneam of Carmel, 1. The king of Dor in the east coast of Dor, 1. The king of the nations of Gilgal, 1. The king of Tirzah, 1. All the kings 30 and 1. I feel like, as I said, it's a blessing to be able to wake up and see. And like, if you sleep in your contacts, your eyes will get dry some. My eyes get dry. I'm not going to confess that, but let's just summarize Joshua chapter 12. This chapter details the kingdoms that Israel conquered under Moses' leadership and then under Joshua's leadership. Verses 1 through 7, this is Israel's victories under Moses, and these all reference Numbers chapter 21, but it's also mentioned again in Deuteronomy chapter 2 and chapter 3. The way that I know this is because I have the Big Beck hard copy of the King James, and one advantage of having a hard copy of any text, well, the Bible specifically, there's footnotes in the margins, and the footnotes will help provide references for other times that a current event was mentioned before and sometimes after. So that's how I know this is referring to Deuteronomy chapter 2 and 3. But I certainly remember Numbers chapter 21 because that was King Og, and then the boundary of Sion, the king of Heshbon. That was all in Numbers chapter 21. So I just wanted to, before I go any further, the reason why I don't try to give a map to illustrate property division or direction of travel, I don't personally believe any ancient map. There's not one given in the Bible for this time period. So even though some things might be available online, some things when it comes to history are someone filling in the blank for what occurred. Because there's no one alive here that was alive during this time, we have to assume that someone who got really educated about this region has the goodwill and the, you know, their educated guess has enough weight to be believed. Personally, I don't believe that. An educated guess, no matter how educated a person is still a guess. A person is still going to be filling in the blanks, and there is not a real concrete. Uh, I just personally, I don't believe any of this is concrete. I believe it's if we were to find a map tracing all of this, it would not be 100% accurate, and it's just a guess. So I want to reduce as much of that educated guessing, of that adding in someone's opinion, even mine, as I can. It's just that I am a human vessel, so my opinion is gonna come out, my delivery is gonna come out a little bit. But ancient maps, property lines, most information, it just includes a lot of theories and hypotheses. And so if someone were to come up with a map, there would be some things that'd be fill in the blank. And we have to kind of understand that that's a factor in most historical documents that we have today. There is a little bit of that fill in the blank, educated guess. But again, a guess is a guess. Even if you have enough information to make a guess that's pretty good, still a guess. So again, verse 1 through 7 details Israel's victories under Moses, referencing Numbers chapter 21, Deuteronomy chapter 2 and 3. So where Moses led Israel into conquering, under Moses' leadership, this was on one side of the Jordan. And so in Joshua chapter 3, that's when God receded the waters of the Jordan River, and Joshua and Israel were able to cross through on dry land. So what this is referencing is verse 1 through 7. This information occurred before Moses died, while Moses was still in leadership, before Israel crossed the Jordan River. And then verses 7 through 24, this is detailing what happened after Israel crossed Jordan, after Joshua was in leadership, and now that Israel is in Canaan. So then we have just a quick overview of the kings that Joshua led Israel against. So verse 9, the king of Jericho and the king of Ai. Verse 10, king of Jerusalem, king of Hebron. Verse 11, king of Jarmuth, king of Lachish. Verse 12, king of Eglon, king of Gezer. Verse 13, king of Debir, king of Cedar. Verse 14, king of Harmah, king of Arad. Verse 15, king of Libnah, king of Adullam. Verse 16, king of Medeka, king of Bethel. Verse 17, king of Tapua, king of Hepher. Verse 18, king of Aphek, king of Lasharon. Verse 19, king of Medan, king of Hazor. Verse 20, king of Shimron Meron, and king of Ashaph. Verse 21, king of Tanash, king of Megiddo. Verse 22, king of Kadesh, king of Enam. And then verse 23, king of Dor and Nepheth-dor, king of Goim. And then verse 24, king of Tirzah. And verse 24 concludes this from verses 8 through, from verses 7 to 24. This last line is detailing that all the kings listed totaled 31. So that is all I have for Joshua chapter 12. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I love you. 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 I know that you love me too. I can feel your love. There's one man in particular I can feel you. God bless you. God bless you, sweet man. Have a wonderful day.